of how I got suspended from high school for making a viral video. The principal from my school still watches my videos, so hope you're enjoying the show. Okay, so let me set the scene. I'm 18, I'm a senior in high school, and my daddy's in prison. Yay. Ended up becoming friends with this girl who treated me like total trash. I was blowing up on YouTube at the time, so I was making pretty good money. She used me for money. She would always ask me to buy her things. Obviously, like the dumb people pleaser I am, I did it. Then it got to the point of her asking me to buy her a car. Yes, I was 16 years old when this happened. The suspension didn't happen until I was 18, but I was 16 years old when she asked me to buy her a car. Her and her mom started like literally borderline harassing me, saying that's why your daddy's in jail. Like all of this coming from a grown like woman, just like terrorizing me. There's so much more to that story, but let's just say it was just like really messed up. So anyway, I'm depressed. My dad's in jail. My ex-friend and her mom are now like literally bullying me. The only place I felt like I could turn to was YouTube because that's what I did and that's how I made my money. And I literally started YouTube as a way to distract myself from my dad going to jail. So I made a little story time about everything. I did not say her name, did not mention or insinuate who she was in the slightest. I didn't even badmouth her. I was just basically saying everything that happened to me and trying to comfort people who have been also screwed over by a friend in like a hard situation or whatever. That video ended up doing like over 500,000 views. Like it went completely viral. My subscribers were literally growing like crazy. Like that's when my YouTube channel was like blowing up. So obviously they saw it and they had a few choice words for me. Her mom, I remember, literally sent me a picture of like a side-by-side of me next to her daughter with my face like crossed out with like a black marker. They were on some weird shit. I didn't care about the harassment though, or like the comments or anything like that, because I was just so happy that my YouTube was blowing up. Like that was my dream. I literally told my dad when he left for prison, when you get out of jail, I will have over 100,000 subscribers. And I did. But yeah, like I said, no one knew who she was. She wasn't getting attacked. Everybody was just like, damn, that's fucked up. Like who does that to a person, especially like after I was a good friend to her for so long. But she decides to make like a 3-part series responding to everything I said with just like straight lies. Like everyone could see through her lies too, but the point is she decided to expose her identity. I didn't say anything about who she was or give any clues or ideas or anything. Obviously, the ratio on that video was like 5,000 dislikes and like 10 likes or something. It wasn't panning out the way she thought it would because everybody could tell that she was like lying. Like her mom was literally coming in the room, like in the videos. When she asked me to buy her a car, she sent it in like a text. The text was, can I borrow $3,000? Since the video was getting so hype, I literally printed out that text onto a t-shirt and started selling it as merch. I sold like 300 shirts, and during all of this, her and her mother were still like completely harassing me. Anyway, so I missed a day of school to go to a Supreme drop in New York City with my friend. While I am there, I get a text that's like, girl, you just got called to the office and you're like not here. Obviously my heart sinks and I'm like, girl, what? So growing up with super strict parents, if I got suspended, I knew it would be like a living hell for me. So obviously I'm in New York City, like pooping my fucking pants at home and go to school the next day. And I get called down to the office, as you would expect. They sit me down in the chair. The freaking principal starts off and she's like, I got a call from a very concerned student at another school about this situation and how big it's getting. And I knew that was like bullshit. Like no one called. She went into the office and like said something. Apparently people were wearing my merch to school and it was causing like a disruption in the learning environment or some bullshit like that. But she also said something about the girl's mom trying to paint it out as if I'm the only one that did anything wrong in the situation and like I'm like attacking or harassing her or something. And even the school agreed with me in the sense that like, no, this is very much a double-edged sword. Like we don't think that you're bullying her or anything like that. Obviously I was like thrown because I didn't even say her freaking name. She like exposed herself. So I'm like, how is this my fault? Because I know for a fact if my video didn't go viral, I wouldn't be sitting in that damn chair right now. It was like, well, she's getting suspended too, but both of you are causing like a disruption in the learning environment, as if they teach anything in that school anyway. It was so funny because while all this was happening, the school like police officer that was in there was like, so how much money do you make doing that? Like he was like hella interested. I just thought it was kind of screwed up that they can like tell me what to post, especially because it had nothing to do with school. I didn't say any names. It was literally just about my personal life, and like they have the power to do that. That's crazy. If they would have asked me to take my merch down or take my video down, I wouldn't have done it. I was low-key kind of happy. I was like, okay, period, a little vacation. I didn't care about being suspended like at all. It was my senior year. I knew I wasn't going to college. I was about to graduate. She was like, just wait till after you graduate to post anything. And there's so much more to the story with like the school and how they treated me while I was like blowing up. Y'all would actually be jaw-dropped at some of the stuff that happened to me. This is just a piece of it. But if you want to see how my parents reacted to all of this, go to part 2 because I'm running out of time. Love you, Hop Knockers. Bye.
I'm gonna be talking about a time where I got suspended from school for
a month.
An entire
month.
Okay, I got suspended October 28th, and I went back January something. It was whenever we got back from winter break. Okay, so for a little
background story, I had this little guy best friend.
And there was this girl
who he was also her guy best friend.
So we already know how this is gonna go.
I didn't.
Because I thought he was just my friend. Okay, I wanted him to just be my friend. Okay, because I was still head over heels for my ex.
I was not over that bitch. I don't even know
why. I don't know why I wasn't over him. Because I take a look at him now, I'm like,
oh, God.
He looks like a creature sent from planet, not even this universe, I don't even know. Whatever, that's not the story. We'll get into that another day. But, alright.
He starts liking me.
Okay? My boy best friend. He starts having a little thing for me.
And I don't
have a thing for him at this moment. Okay? I don't even know he has a thing for me. And then he admits it. His friends are kind of telling me, and then he admits it.
So, I reject him.
In the nicest way possible. And
we are still friends after this. Like,
not really, but like, we stopped really talking, but
we didn't hate each other.
Like, it wasn't like beef or anything. Okay?
And I also had this ex-best friend that was the same
girl's best friend too. Okay? And the reason
that this girl is my ex-best friend was because of the girl that was my boy best friend's best friend.
We get it? We understanding? Maybe a little confusing? But yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So, she got so mad.
So mad that I rejected him.
So mad. She was like furious. She sent me like
a whole fucking book.
An entire fucking book calling me a shitty person because
I was supposed to have feelings for him.
Or that, like I said I did, when I didn't.
I never said
I did, bro. All I could talk about was this fucking ugly-ass creature.
Sent off.
From another universe, okay? Another galaxy. I'm just like,
alright. Like, why are you even mad? Like,
this is so fucking stupid. Like, I called her embarrassing because I was embarrassing. She's just embarrassing. So, yeah.
I didn't block her or anything. I just
said, like, 3 words.
I was just like, you're fucking...
Okay, flash forward, I post this TikTok, alright? It's a slideshow talking about my ex-best friend and how she's a
shitty-ass person, okay? I was friends with this girl for 10 years.
For 10 whole years, it's treating me like shit, so I posted about it.
I didn't even name drop
or anything. I was just like, I cannot believe I wasted my time on this girl that dropped me.
For nothing.
After 10 years. So I posted about it. And then, this other girl that is my guy best friend's best friend comments on my TikTok and is like,
oh, you want to keep talking shit about my best friend? You're gonna get it.
I'm gonna beat your ass. So I was like,
do it.
Do it. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, no, fucking do it. If you're gonna say you're
gonna beat my ass, then fucking beat my ass. Okay?
Whatever. So we get into a little 1-2 argument in the comment section. Whatever.
I did not think she was
gonna touch me. Okay? I didn't think she was gonna touch me. But if she did, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
We're about to catch that fade. We are gonna catch that fade.
Okay. So flash forward, we get to school, right? And I'm walking with my friend. We'll call her
Mariah. Alright, and she does not play.
I'm walking with her and my friend group
to the bathroom, and I'm talking about her. I'm like, hey, like, this girl, like,
she wants to beat my ass. Like, this is so funny. Like, look, like, I don't even know why she wants to beat my ass. And I walk into the bathroom, we're in the bathroom, and then I see my ex-best friend. I point at her, and I'm like,
yeah, it's that girl's,
like, best friend that wants to fight me. And then she's like, oh, who? And then there goes the girl that wants to fight me. She walks out the stall, and I'm pointing at her. I'm like, that's her.
And then she turns around, she's like, what? What's all this talk?
Like, oh, girl, please. So I said, what is all this talk?
You are the only person talking.
You are literally the only person talking. I was not talking. So, whatever. I'm like,
what's up? Like, what's up?
So she walks up to me. We start kind of
screaming at each other, right?
She tries to throw hands at me.
Now, my friend Mariah, she goes, back up.
Back up. Okay. And I was going to fight this girl. We were about to get into it. But then she just goes, back up. And then she, like, pushes me. Like, she pushes me. And then
that girl that wanted to fight me, she was like, what are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do? Okay, and then she tries to jump at me again.
Oh, Mariah did not fucking like that because she just started swinging.
She just started swinging.
Beating the fuck out of her at that bathroom.
I don't even know. Arms were everywhere. Legs were everywhere. And then they stopped for a second.
And then Mariah goes, let's take it to the stall. Let's take it to the stall. Take it to the stall.
So they get in the stall.
And it goes down from there.
That girl is struggling for her life, bro. Mariah's going at it, bro. Like, that girl cannot stand up. She is just getting beat, punched in the face, bro.
Her friends were trying to get in the stall, and I was like, back to fuck. Like, I was, alright, I was kind of guarding the stall.
So, this girl's friends, all her friends are trying to come in and
Hit Mariah, and I'm like, nah. Mariah literally
just fucking hits them back, same time beating this girl's ass, alright?
And then all of a sudden, this girl's head is in the fucking toilet.
Alright, her head is in the toilet, bro. Smacked on the toilet bowl. Her head is in the toilet flushes, bro. That shit was so funny. Her hair was all wet, bro.
She looked so fucking disgusting, bro.
And then my other friend came in and like split up, okay?
Split up. It was getting too much. Whatever. Like, that girl that wanted to beat my ass was going to get really hurt if they didn't stop.
So, whatever. They stop. We're talking about it in the stall. I'm with Mariah. I'm like,
girl, like, you did not have to do that. Like, I could
have done that. Like, oh my god, thank you. But like, girl, like, are you okay? Like, she was
throwing up. Like,
oh my god. Okay, we get out the stall. And is still trying to fight me. So
I start screaming, and I'm like,
oh my god, like, we get into a screaming fit. We're about to throw hands.
Teachers come in. They grab us off each other.
They're taking. And she's like screaming or whatever. I'm just
standing there. I'm just like, I don't even want this shit. To the office, I had to write an entire report, okay?
I wrote an entire report on what happened, but so did she. Alright, whatever.
So they tell me that we're all suspended.
They didn't tell a single one of us how long we were suspended for, so whatever. I thought I was gonna get like
10 days. Okay? I didn't fight, mind you. The only person I touched was my ex-best friend when she was
trying to come into the stall, join into the fight,
so I shoved her ass in the fucking wall.
Like, that's not even bad. I didn't even shove her hard! So, whatever. Okay. Now,
it's been 10 days. Okay, it's been 10 days, no response. Alright, so we call my principal.
Right? And she says that
everyone else is still suspended. Wrong. That girl that started everything only got 10 days and was back in school, bro.
She was back in school. Like, girl, just because you got your ass beat doesn't mean that you did not deserve that. Does not mean that. That means that you should have got the entire punishment because you
wanted it. You started it. You're the only reason that it fucking happened.
So, whatever. I still don't know when I'm going back.
They're like, oh, it's not gonna be that long. Like, we're still investigating. Bullshit. Whatever. It's been like 3 weeks now. Okay. And now I gotta go to court. Court? Why do I have to go to court?
Okay, whatever. So it's like a little meeting. We get in the court. I tell my story. I'm not gonna talk about really what happened because I think that's like legal or whatever. But they just really took my story. Okay? I wasn't talking with that girl. I think it was because of why I got suspended.
There was battery and assault
on my suspension paper. I did not assault anybody. Like, I don't know. So I'm figuring out that
this girl has like made an entire new fucking story. Okay?
And stuck with this shit. Like, this, my ex-best friend's
mom's trying to press charges on me. Like,
I don't even know what's happening at this point. I'm just like, bro, you got your ass beat, now you're mad, and you're trying to get me in trouble for it. Okay, fine.
Whatever.
Winter break is right around the corner. It's right around the corner. And they send me this paper in the mail. You can come back after.
Can come back after winter break.
Like, what? Like, okay, thanks. That month off of school was
chef's kiss.
But come on, I didn't do
none of that shit.
None of that shit was my fault, bro. I get it if I fought. Okay, I fought, but I don't even know. Like, I should not have gone a fucking month for that. And that's why the school system
is fucking rigged.
Oh, and that boy best friend
is my boyfriend now.
While we are on the theme of just like insane things my mother did, this one always sticks out in my memory. I had to be in like 6th or 7th grade and I had saved all my money, like all my communion money, all my Christmas money, just literally every single dime to my name. And I told my mom, I was like, I want to buy these Burberry rain boots. Okay, Maddie knew who she was from a young age. I knew who I was from a young age. The fact that I was like in 7th grade and everyone else is wearing like Converse and I said, Mom,
Mother dearest, I saved all my money and I need to buy Burberry rain boots. Like, I just needed to. Also, I don't know why I needed rain boots because we didn't live in like a rainy climate, but they were gorgeous. They were just stunning and I needed them. My mom was like, okay, well, like you saved all your money. If that's what you want to spend all the money you saved on, like, let's do that. And I was like, perfect, let's buy these rain boots. And then a month or two went by and the rain boots still weren't in. I was like, Mom, where are my Burberry rain boots? Like every single day I was like, where are my Burberry rain boots? Where are my Burberry rain boots? I actually do not remember what my mother's excuse was. Like, part of me wants to say she told me like the mailman got shot and he could never like deliver packages again, so I was never gonna get a package. Like something just absurd. My mom was like, yeah, like they're lost forever, you're never gonna get them. And then years went by and I was like, I had to have been like 20 at this point. I was like, Mom, whatever happened to those Burberry rain boots? And she was like, oh, I used the money for those boots to pay bills. And I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me? You used my hard-earned money to pay bills? She was like, yeah, we were going through a horrible financial time and you wanted Burberry rain boots. And I was like, yeah, because I was a young girl with taste and I knew what I wanted in this lifetime. Anyways, found out she used my Burberry rain boot money for bills. I was like, okay, that's ridiculous because it wasn't my fault there was a 2008 recession. Those bills were not my responsibility, okay? And I never got the Burberry rain boots. And maybe I'll buy them for myself now to heal my inner child. Okay, fuck this stupid fight.
Have you guys seen that video of the woman who had a guy stay over and then the next day or the next couple of days he was coming back from work and he said, oh, I'm about to be on my way to the house? Something very similar to that happened to me. I had just moved into this new house. I was here for probably like a couple of months. I was talking to this guy. He came over and he wanted to have something to drink. Mind you guys, I have a wine cellar downstairs. So he wanted to get some wine, but there was no wine in there because I just recently moved in. I hadn't stocked the wine cellar yet. He was like, oh, do you have anything to sip on? And I was like, no, I didn't really plan on sipping on anything. I'm not a casual drinker. I'm not at home on a regular day just being like, I could go for a glass of wine. I'm like more of a social drinker. If there's an occasion or I'm trying to like romanticize my evening, I might do a glass of wine, but it's not like an everyday thing for me. I already had kind of peeped that he seemed to be a bigger drinker, much bigger drinker than I was. And it just really turned me off that he was being so adamant about this drink, right? He said, let's go to the liquor store real quick. And I was like, no, I was comfortable, you guys. I was probably wearing pajamas or a robe or something. This was like later at night. So I was like, no. And he was like, well, can I just take the car and go to the liquor store? I'll be right back. The car? You mean my Porsche that's parked in the garage? The car? Y'all gagged. I said, no, are you insane? And he was like, oh, I'll just be real quick. I'll be right back. He was trying to make it seem normal to me so that I would go for it. Are you insane? Like, I was like, yeah, this man's gonna just get a little bit too comfortable a little bit too quickly. So I kept saying no, and then he got upset and he like had an attitude with me. Why are you being sassy with me? Mind you guys, you're probably asking, wait, didn't he drive there? It's a whole long story. When I had first met the man, he was like renting a car. I didn't know he was renting it. I thought it was his car. Come to find out, it was a rental. His car got crashed or something. He had to give the rental back because his insurance wasn't gonna pay for it anymore or something like that. It was a whole big thing, but he was getting a new car in a couple days. So he Ubered to me. I didn't know that when he got there. So that's why I was kind of confused by the whole, take the car, because I'm like, just drive your car. And then that's when he explained all of it to me. So it was just diabolical. But I'm telling you guys right now, when a man starts to refer to anything as the house, the car, the keys, no, he's trying to establish himself as being like in ownership of that thing that is very clearly yours, and to make you feel weird if you check him on that. No, check them the first mother effing time, because I promise you it'll just get worse and worse from there. Stay safe out there, ladies.
I think it's finally time for a little story time about why I dropped my best friend. Just to let you guys know, me and this girl were friends for like 5 to 6 years. Last year, my sophomore year in college, something traumatic happened to me and affected my entire life. I was being affected emotionally and mentally. I reached out to her to tell her what I was going through. I opened up to her and no one else. Me and her are both in college. We go to different colleges, but we live in the same hometown. So whenever we were home, I messaged her to try and hang out. But obviously there were times where we couldn't because we were just both so busy. Well, when I opened up to her about what was going on, I asked her if I could see her. I told her I wanted to go to the house. She told me that she was out of town and that when she gets back, maybe we could do something. She told me she was out of town. Why the fuck would I go out of my way to message her, hey, are you back? Like, when are we hanging out? No, I told her this is happening in my life. This is how I'm feeling. I want to see you. And her response was, I want to see you too. I'm out of town. So I sat back and waited for her to text me when she came back in town. I was constantly checking her Snapchat location, watching her private stories, and every single day for like 2 to 3 months, She was hanging out with her boyfriend every single day. Every day. Always with her boyfriend, which, like, I get it. Some girls want to be glued to their boyfriends. Trust me too. But I also like to make time for my friends, especially my best friend. Well, anyways, once I saw that she was hanging out with him every day, not reaching out, to me, it felt like she didn't care. So what did I naturally do? Stop talking to her. I stopped reaching out. Once I stopped reaching out, guess what? I never heard from her. Ever again. Ever. Fast forward, months later, I made a TikTok about it. Not about the situation, but I posted a TikTok with a picture of myself saying, we don't hang out anymore, we never see each other, and swipe. And it's like, which is weird because swipe, and then it was a picture of me and her. She was my best friend, I loved her so much, I would do anything for her. That was the TikTok. After I posted that, boom shakalaka, she decided to fucking text me. She texted me this whole paragraph saying like, hey, I don't know if you're consumed by all the attention you're getting, but like, I'm just confused on what that post is about. Like, you ghosted me, like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting here like, am I fucking delusional? Am I delusional? I'm sitting there, I'm with my boyfriend, we're eating, hello, date night. I text her back and I'm like, I don't really think you were there for me. When I needed you the most, you weren't there. I had other people who weren't my best friend doing things I thought you would do as my best friend. And she was like, oh, well, that's a little bit awkward considering you left me undelivered on Snapchat. And I was like, girl, I unadded you. You didn't notice that I unadded you? Hello? You didn't talk to me for 2 to 3 months? Good morning? I'm going back and forth with her and I'm like, I don't think you were there for me. I don't want to be in this friendship anymore. She goes on to tell me, well, I'm sorry. ... I'm sorry that you got sucked into your own world and forgot about reality and the fact that I have a life outside of yours. Oh, bitch got me fucked up. When I read that, I was like, oh, okay, good morning, I'm up, let's get it. I'm like sitting there with my boyfriend. I'm not gonna lie, like, when I get mad, I cry. I was like, because no fucking way you just said that to me. Like, no shit. You have a life. I've seen you live it every day with your fucking boyfriend. Anyways, that kind of caught me off guard, and her attitude completely changed in the text messages. She was like, oh, I'm glad I dodged a bullet. I hope you can find other friends at your disposal. Oh, girl, okay. Good morning? Good morning. She was like the only friend that I had. The fuck do you mean get friends at my disposal? You were my best friend, hoe, and you weren't being a best friend. The fact that she said she dodged a bullet, bitch, I dodged a bullet. You're missing out. I was there for you. I loved you. I would do anything for you. That's how I lost and fell out with my best friend. I blocked her on everything. TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, text message, goodbye. I'm not gonna lie, like every now and then, like I'll think about her and then I have to slap myself back into reality and be like, bitch, stand the fuck up. She was not your friend. She was, and then she chose her boyfriend over you and just didn't give a fuck. I need to stop relying on friends to do things that I feel like friends should do. Like, I was going through it. Like, I'm not even being dramatic. Something happened in my life. It's still happening. Still get emotionally and mentally, what's the word, like, unstable? Maybe not unstable, but like, you know what I'm saying? I want to end this video saying that I don't hate my ex-best friend. I mean, yeah, obviously here and there I miss her. She was a really, really important person in my life, but I'm glad that I have friends who support me, love me, are always there for me. They keep me stable, for real.
Grab a snack, grab a drink, get cozy. This story is absolutely insane. This happened a little over a year and a half ago. This guy comes into my place of work. For privacy reasons, I am not going to share where I was working or why he was there. But he was around my age, very cute, and there's definitely a flirty vibe going on. Now, I am a professional, so I'm not going to make a move at my place of work, but there was definitely a vibe going on there. So he leaves, and of course I'm like, that's probably the last time I'll ever see that man again. I'll miss him. Then the next day, I get a follow request on Instagram from him. This is the ideal scenario. This means that this man had to go home, Google my place of work, figure out my name, my first name, my last name, find my socials. I know it's not that hard in today's day and age, but if he wanted to, he would. and he wanted to, and he did. He sends me a message on Instagram and we start DMing back and forth. This is just the best case scenario. So after texting for a couple days, he sets up a date and we go on our date and it's really fun. He is in school to be a pilot, really seems to have his life together, which is not something I typically find in men. Everything was just easy with him. The conversation, I wasn't constantly thinking like, okay, when is this gonna end? How do I leave? It just all felt really natural. So we go on 2 or 3 more dates after that. And not to make you mad, but I kind of decide I want to end things with this guy. Even though he checks a lot of my boxes, he's not funny. And I don't know about y'all, but humor is such a big thing for me. Making sure we have the same banter. He gets my jokes and he also can make me laugh, and that just wasn't happening. I sent him a text and I'm like, hey, I've really enjoyed getting to know you. This has been a great time, but I just don't think I see this working out long term. And he responds and is very, very nice in his response, saying, I've also really enjoyed getting to know you. Please let me know if you ever need anything. If you ever change your mind, the door's always open. I'm like, okay, that's really nice. And I tell him, you know what, like, I'm totally fine if you just want to be friends. And he's like, yeah, actually, I'm totally fine with that as well. So we continue to text, we talk on the phone after work sometimes, and just kind of start building a good friendship. So after some more consideration, I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I just need to give this guy a chance. Like, maybe we can overlook the humor because he checks all these other boxes, and I normally go for very toxic men, and he doesn't seem very toxic. I send him a text, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? He tells me that he has a wedding on Saturday, but he's free Sunday. So I'm like, okay, what if we go grab some day drinks and kind of hang out? He is totally down. We keep texting the entire week. He goes to the wedding on Saturday and we're texting the entire day that he's at this wedding. He's telling me he's drinking, he's having a lot of fun. And the last text I get from him was at like 1 a.m. and it was very clear that he was drunk. And the next day, I didn't hear from him, which was very weird considering we've been communicating very consistently. So the next day at around 9 p.m., I texted him and said, are you alive? Just meaning like you had a long night, you're probably very hungover, like how are you feeling? I don't hear anything. The next morning when I still hadn't heard anything, I texted him being like, listen, if you're gonna ghost me, just at least let me know that you didn't die in a car wreck last night. Let me know you're alive and well, then we never have to speak again. I still don't hear from him. So I block his number. The next day, I get an Instagram DM from his Instagram account being like, hey, we've been getting texts on, let's call him Joe. We've been getting some texts from you on Joe's phone, and we just wanted to let you know that he got in a horrible car accident Saturday night after the wedding and is on life support. I start freaking out because literally the last text I sent to him was like, please let me know you didn't die in a car wreck. I respond to the message and I'm like, I am so sorry. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. Like, can I bring up flowers to the hospital? And they're like, no, out of respect for Joe, we're not allowing any visitors. I'm like, totally understand. So I unblock his number and continue getting updates on how he's doing. The weird thing was his texts sounded a lot like him. I was trying not to read into it too much. Then I told my friends, and my friend was like, let's do a background check because if he got in a drunk car accident Saturday night, that will show up on his record. So she does a background check on him and there is no record of a car accident or anything of the sorts. Very strange, but what am I gonna do? Text him and be like, I know you're lying. Through the background check, we figured out some of his family members' names. I look up some of his family members on social media and there is no sign of this man being on the hospital, being on life support. Please pray for our family, a GoFundMe, just, you know, anything like that. I get a text update telling me Joe is doing great. He got taken off life support today. They're gonna let us go home tomorrow. And I just respond being like, that's so amazing. Thank you for the update. Mother's Day rolls around. Like, okay. If this is true, there's no way that mom is not going to make a post on Mother's Day saying, my baby boy is coming home, the best Mother's Day ever. Thank you for all the prayers, just something. So I go to his mom's Facebook and she has posted a family photo. You know who's in that family photo? Joe. Smiling ear to ear, no injuries anywhere to be seen on this man. And it gets better. You know who's standing next to him? His girlfriend. So of course, I click on the girlfriend's name, stalk her Facebook, her Instagram, all the things. She has been dating Joe for the past 4 years. They have been in a relationship for 4 years. Sorry, I just had to say that twice. I, of course, immediately confront Joe. I text him and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Blocks me on everything. And I never hear from him again. Absolutely insane. First of all, they've been together for 4 years and there is no sign of her anywhere on his social media. Second of all, if you're gonna cheat on your girlfriend, just ghost me. Like, I didn't need this entire fake story about you almost dying. It definitely put me through quite the emotional roller coaster.
These are things I did when I was a low-level pick-me. These are so horrifying to me now, but I'm coming to terms with it. Whenever I was bored, I would make one of my friends take a picture of me and post it on her Snapchat story with a poll with like a thumbs up or thumbs down, and I would have her put the question, can she pull you? So then all the guys on her story would vote like yes or no if I could pull them or not. Or they just wouldn't vote, because obviously that's such a weird thing to post on your story. But I would make my friend take so many different pictures of me for this story post. Like, it could take us a solid hour to get a picture of me that I wanted her to post. Because obviously in my head I was like, if I look super good in this photo, then everyone's gonna vote yes. So I would be like very obviously trying to look really good in these photos that my friend was posting on her story. Which just made it all the more embarrassing. Like, I really wanted to look good in these photos. Because, you know, if I look really good, maybe someone will ask me out. And it gets even better. I had a crush on this one guy at the time, and on one of the first polls I made her post, he voted no, I couldn't pull him. And I got so mad that I had my friend text him on Snapchat and ask why he voted no. Literally, how desperate could you be? And when he answered, obviously he didn't know what to say, because that's such a weird thing to say and do and ask. All of this is just so weird. But I would be telling my friend what to text him, like, while sitting next to her. And so I would be arguing with this guy through my friend about how he shouldn't have voted no. And I wish I could say this only happened once. It did not. My friend was such a real one for this, but over the course of a year, I probably had her post that same poll like 4 times. And did I ever get the validation I was looking for out of it? Probably not, but like rightfully so, not. My attention seeking did not get much worse than that, but it was definitely a phase. Let me know if you want more stories, because I definitely have a lot.
I am so tired of restaurants having this mentality that the customer is always right. For those of you that don't know, I am a server, and I had a table of 6 today, and it was someone's birthday, and so I take their order, and they're very fucking specific, which is fine. I'm generally used to people being extremely specific about their order, especially older people. And so I put in their order, and when they get it, one of the ladies got an Eggs Benedict, and her eggs were hard. I will admit, they weren't poached to the point where the inside was gooey. Okay, and I asked her, I'm like, do you want me to send it back? Do you want me to get you a new thing of eggs? And she's like, well, if you get me a new thing of eggs, like, I'm just gonna have to wait a really long time, so like, don't worry about it. So I say, okay, no worries, I'm really sorry. I then tell my manager about the situation, and I'm like, hey, is there any way that you can touch the table, because her poached eggs were not how they're supposed to be, so I just want you to ensure that everything's okay. She goes to check on the table, and they had no complaints. They said that they were fine, they were good, everything's fucking perfect. I went to check on this table literally like 3 fucking times, saying, is everything good? Is everything okay? To which everyone at this table said, yeah, we're perfect, we're good. When they are done, I get the birthday guy, I should say, a cheesecake on the house with a candle, and I even go behind him and light it so he doesn't see me, and then I put it in front of him so everyone can sing him happy birthday. And mind you, before this, the birthday guy asked me to give him specifically the bill, which I thought he was just being modest, as a lot of people fucking do, especially in that circumstance. So I was like, oh yeah, sure, like I'll give you the bill, because I wanted to consult with the table before I did that. Not only did I give him this cheesecake, but they had brought a cake specifically for his birthday. So I helped set it up, get plates and spoons to make this occasion special. We lit up the candles, they sung happy birthday, and I thought that that was gonna be it. But it wasn't. At the end of the event, I was talking to another table, and the birthday guy is like, hey, we're on a time crunch. I need the fucking bill. I need it now. And I'm like, okay, like I'll get it right now. And before I directly hand it to him, I like go to like look at the party, and I'm like, are you sure? Like, are you really the one who's paying for it? Like, it's your birthday. And he's like, we already delegated this. Give me the fucking bill so I can pay you. And I'm like, okay. After they pay, I'm standing at the host stand, and the birthday guy comes up to me, and he's like, I just want to let you know that the tip that I'm giving you is reflecting like the service overall. He's like, several people in my party like did not get the food that they were expecting, and I'm just telling you right now, as you as a server, like, because of that, like, I'm only giving you like 10%. I literally tell him, I'm like, sir, like, I'm sorry, but it's not my fault that the kitchen fucked up. Like, it's not my fault that everything went wrong. I literally asked you guys so many times if everything was okay, and you guys told me yes. We literally just get into a feud about that, and he's like, look, I'm still giving you a tip, which means you should be fortunate enough that I'm fucking doing that. And then he goes back to the table, and he's talking to my manager. And of course my manager is like, oh yes sir, I'm so sorry sir, like this won't happen again, blah blah blah. And then he goes towards his table, and he's like, yeah, I just want to let you know that my tip is reflecting the service overall. Even though I did so fucking well, I'm a good fucking server. And so I look at him and I'm like, sir, like, it wasn't my fault. And he was like, see, this is what I fucking mean. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so my manager literally like makes this motion to me saying like, stop. And then she comes up to me and she's like, the customer is always right. And I'm like, but he wasn't. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. So because the kitchen fucked up, I ended up with $16 on a $250 bill. 16 fucking dollars. I literally, when I closed that check, I almost wanted to be like, fuck his tip. I don't even want him to give it to me anymore. And then of course, my manager had to report it to my general manager, right? And my general manager told my manager to just take me off of work, like just take me off the fucking clock, send me the fuck home, and she'll talk to me when she gets back from vacation. And I work this Thursday. And I asked one of my managers late at night, and I'm like, do you think I'm gonna get written up? And he was like, probably. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, he disrespected me. Like, he shouldn't have brought this to me. He should have brought this to my manager, because I touched the table multiple times. My manager touched the fucking table twice, and they said everything was fine. So it's like, I'm sorry, but it's like the fucking customer is not always right. And now I have to worry about being written up, and I have to worry about getting a bad fucking review. And I'm just like, I don't fucking deserve this. This is just so fucking unfair. Because when my manager was talking to this guy, she just like accommodated him. She was just like, I'm sorry, you're totally fucking right. Like, not standing up for me as a server whatsoever. She was not on my side. And I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. And now I'm gonna get written up, and I've never been written up for anything in my entire fucking life. And I'm just like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, why shouldn't I be able to stand up for myself when he was being so fucking He didn't make sense. Like, like I tried so hard. I spent so much energy on this fucking table. Like, and the worst part is that one of the people at his table, when she was going to the bathroom, literally said, "Oh, you did a phenomenal job. Thank you so much. You made this experience so fucking great." And then all the people at his table, literally said that he was overreacting. And mind you, too, the entire time I was talking to him, I was level-headed. Like, I wasn't raising my voice. I wasn't being fucking, like, I didn't have an attitude. I wasn't being sarcastic. I was referring to him as sir the entire time. And now, like, my GM is gonna talk to me on Thursday, and it's like, I don't think that I deserve to be written up. I don't think that I did anything wrong. Like, they're just scared of him making a fucking Yelp review, talking poorly on the restaurant, rather than the fact that, like, he, like, fucking was so mean to me. Fuck. If you are considering working at a restaurant, work for a fucking family-owned business, not a fucking chain, because the family-owned businesses are more likely to actually look out for you, whereas the chains do not give a fuck about you. You are replaceable. They don't fucking care. They don't care. And I know this doesn't seem like a big deal to a lot of people, but this is my job, this is my livelihood, and it's like, I'm always being mistreated.
Story time about how I learned not to tell everyone your business while I'm taking out my hair. See, I'm taking my hair out now, but I feel like I'm gonna cry a couple hours later, so. So this was all the way back in middle school. I was probably in like 7th or 8th grade. I can't remember. So I had this little friend group, and I had a crush on one of the boys in that friend group. And of course, since I had a crush on him and he was a part of the friend group, I couldn't really tell any of my friends in the friend group. So I remember one day in PE, this new girl, she came to school and she was sitting there kind of in the corner, not talking to anybody, being really quiet. And me being me, I'm a nice person. So I went over there and I started talking to her, trying to see who she was. Hey, how you doing? Whoop-de-whoop. So I got to know her. She was really cool. We would talk every day. And then one day, I kind of just eventually told her that I had a crush on this boy. So I told her everything about him. I was telling her how he looks and you know, what the stuff that he does, I guess, and all that other stuff, you know, whoop-de-whoop-de. So, you know, it wasn't nothing. It was just a little crush I had, and I told her about it because, you know, I was like, why not? I can't tell the friend group, so let me tell you. And then you don't know him, so, like, what can you do? You know, you get what I'm saying? Bad mistake. Bad mistake. So, you know, days were passing, and I was just kind of giving her updates every day in PE. And she was like my little girl that I would just talk to about him, too, because, you know, I didn't really have anybody else to talk to him about. But then one day, I remember going to lunch and seeing her sitting in my spot at the lunch table where all my friends were, sitting right on the side of him. And I was like, I didn't even know you had this lunch. What? So I didn't think of it at first. I was like, I mean, I guess it's time for her to meet the friend group anyway. She knew to keep it a secret because I eventually told her, I was like, hey, I noticed that you're like sitting by us at lunch now. Can you just like keep this a secret between you and me or whatever? So yeah, she started sitting with us every day at lunch. Everything was cool. We were laughing and joking. Why do I kind of like these hairs short? It's kind of cute. I hate when I have to take my hair out and then like the short braids kind of eating a little bit. My bad. But yeah, so we were sitting at lunch every day talking and giggling, you know, friend group. And then basically I just remember going to gym class. She came in there and was like, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, okay. This girl told me, she was like, so I think I have a crush on him too. Excuse me? So I don't get upset with her. I'm just like, okay, well, I guess we both just have a crush on him. But then next week came. But then next week at lunch, he told the whole friend group a confession about how he has a new girlfriend. I wonder who that could be. I just wonder. Come back for part 2.
Hey guys, get ready with me while I tell you about the time a little girl tried to me. Okay, it's gonna sound like crazy, but this is, oh my gosh, look at my hands. But I promise this is true. Ignore the self-tan and the breakout, but yeah. So basically, I used to coach preschool gymnastics last year, before I worked at my restaurant job. And I, would teach like 3 classes a night, and each class would hold like 6 kids, I want to say. Okay, so there was this one little girl that I had in my 3rd class, so my last class of the night. I'm obviously not going to say her name, but I had this girl, and the first time I had her, she was very, like, crazy, like, which is fine. Like, I think she just run around the whole class, like, she was just very, like, she just wanted to play, which, like, I was like, okay, like, that's fine. That's, a lot of kids are like that. Like, I literally understand that. I'm low-key like that, too. So, that's all completely normal and fine. So the first time I had her, like, that was completely normal and fine. Like, she was just, like, running around a lot. And the grandmother was like, I'm so sorry. Like, she's just, like, she wants to play. Like, she has so much energy. And I was like, yeah, like, we have a lot of kids like that. No worries. So the next week, I had her again. And she was in my class talking about, so we stretch before we do the gymnastics. So we do, like, 10 minutes of stretching, like butterflies and straddles, So we're stretching, and we always send somebody up the clock. So we sit in a straddle, and we go tick-tock to, like, stretch, and, like, as, like, a fun way. They're preschoolers. So we go tick-tock, hickory-dickory-dock. I'll send on, I went up the clock. So the kids get to send someone up the clock every time we're stretching, doing our straddles. I ask each kid, who do you want to send up the clock? So this one little girl, Tinkerbell. Who do you want to send up the clock? Spider-Man. And then I ask her, who do you want to send up the clock? And she starts, like, she literally, hold on. I've been trying to remember who she sent up the clock. I can't remember exactly who it was, so I'm just gonna say Scream. But it was, like, it was like a scarier movie than Scream, like someone that she had sent up the clock. So she says, I want to send Scream up the clock. And I'm like, that, like, you can't, like, that's scary. Why would you want to send him up the clock? And she was like, I want him to go up the clock so he can scare all the princesses. And I was like, that's not okay. Like, that's so scary. Like, let's send somebody nice up. And she's like, okay. So she sent somebody else up. I thought this was really weird, so, but I was just like, okay, whatever, like, maybe she has, like, brothers or siblings that, like, talk about it, you know what I mean? So the next week comes by, and we're sending people up the clock again, and, she again says, I want to send Scream up the clock to scare all the princesses and them. She said that, exact words, but except it wasn't Scream, it was a different, like, scary person. And I was just like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, why would you want to do that? And she starts evil laughing. Like, I cannot make this up. She's like, ah! Like, evil laughing. And I was just, like, in shock. I was like, in the gymnastics room, it's, like, a closed room that, like, nobody, like, you can't hear. Like, the parents have cameras, but you can't hear in the rooms. So she's hysterically laughing, and I'm like, no, like, we're not sending that up the clock. We're going to send someone nice up the clock. Anyways, so class finishes. Everything else was normal. So after class, I bring it to the grandmother's attention. I'm like, hey, like, your daughter has said some, like, alarming things. Last week she mentioned it, but it wasn't as bad. This week she said this, like, that she wanted to send Scream up the clock to the princesses. And she was like, oh my gosh, what? Like, what? But I had found out that class that she actually told me, I was like, have you watched that movie before? Like, I hadn't even watched the movie she was talking about, because it was so scary and gruesome. And she was like, yeah, I watched it. I snuck onto my iPad and put it on I put it on and watched it secretly. And she's like, but don't tell anyone. And I was like, so yeah, I forgot to mention that part. But
Yeah, so the grandmother said that she had like cousins or brothers or something that had put it on, like, and she had watched it with them, like, without them like realizing. I don't know, it was like really odd. But so you know, the next week comes by, and this is where she tries to me. So we're sitting in class, and you know, we're setting people up the clock again, and she tells me she wants to send me up with the scary guy with Scream or whoever it was, so they can, don't say, I keep saying her name, I'm gonna have to blank that out, but I was like, don't say that, like, that's not nice, that's so scary, like, and there's this class, we were alone in this class, but now we're doing a butterfly, and my feet are together, like, you know what a butterfly is, like, you sit, like, it's like crisscross applesauce, but your feet are together, and then you put your hands on your knees, and, like, you put your head down to your toe, you grab your toes, and you put your head down. So we were doing butterflies, and she literally jumped on top of my head, and, like, bit down on my head, and I literally had to push her off. She's, like, a bigger child, and I had to, like, push her off of me, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, why would you bite me? Like, she literally bit me in the head. Like, there was complete, like, slobber in my hair. It was, like, the back of my head, because my head was down. And I asked her, before I took her out to her grandmother, I was like, why would you bite me? She was, like, not looking at me, and she's like, I bited you because I didn't want you to be alive. What? And I was just, like, my heart, like, sank. I was actually scared. Like, I know it's, like, a little girl, but, like, she just, like, sat on top of my head and, like, bit down on my skull because she said she wanted to me. The fact that she told me, so I took her out. I was like, no, we're going. And I took her out, and she started screaming, crying, and I told her grandmother, and she ended up not coming back for 2 weeks and then switching into a different class. So, yeah, that's my story of how a little girl tried to me. Thanks for watching, guys.